Okay, so you got up this morning, you showered, maybe you did a cold shower, maybe you're intermittent fasting, and you finished a little cup of bone broth this morning. And now you put on your favorite tank top, favorite set of shorts, and you're wondering, where do I go from here? TGIM, alone today in confinement. So, thank God it's Monday, and today, based on the epidemic that we have right now, everybody having to stay home with the kids, I wanted to start a series of workouts for anybody who wants to join. Kind of a little bit of a challenge, I suppose. And I want to help people understand how you can work out, no equipment necessary, and do really well to get some mobility, some strengthening in while you're stuck at home. So let's get into it. Okay guys, we're gonna start into a little bit of a warm up here, a little primal warm up for you. First movement, you're gonna get into a nice low squat. Every time you come into the squat, you wanna get as low to the ground as possible with your butt, okay? Keeping that back nice and straight, good anatomical position. You got the heels down. I want you to take a step to the side, and a little lateral shuffle. These are called lateral apes, and I want you to do 20 feet, so maybe 10 feet to the left, 10 feet to the right, okay? And that will be one round. We're gonna do 3 rounds of each exercise. The second movement is called the bear crawl. Most of you are probably pretty familiar with this one. I want you to keep your legs as straight as possible and just do a slow trudging walk. Again, 10 feet forward, and then if you can figure it out, 10 feet backward. Warming up those hamstrings, warming up those shoulders. Third movement, you're gonna reverse it, and I want you to go into a crab walk. So now we're going into shoulder extension. We're still using the glutes and hamstrings here. 10 feet forward, 10 feet back, forward, 10 feet backward. And then finally, 30 seconds of a prone cobra stretch here that you're just gonna hold it. We're gonna go through that 3 times over, and that should prepare us really well for our mobility workout. Okay, the first circuit that we're gonna do, 3 exercises. Every exercise is either gonna be 10 reps or 5 reps per side. The first one is called a lunge and reach, okay? So standing square, you're gonna take a step back into a lunge. As you lunge down, I want you raising your arms into full flexion, okay? In that full flexion, you're gonna touch your knee to the ground. You're trying to open up this hip, get a really good hip flexor stretch here, which means you're gonna flex this glute back here as well. Stay open, come back up. Alternate sides and go 10 reps there. Immediately afterwards, second movement is called the Turkish get up, using only this water bottle or a water bottle, or if you have some weights, that's fine as well. Anything you can find, even a book, to be honest. You can go pizza delivery style with a book. You're gonna start laying down on the ground, okay? On the same side that you're holding the weight overhead or over shoulder, you're gonna bring that knee up, okay? You're gonna do a bit of a sit-up, other arm comes out in support, okay? This weight should stay over top of the shoulder. You want it as linear as possible to keep efficiency. Then you're gonna come up on that arm and that foot. You're gonna feed that foot through the gap, okay? Come up to a standing position, and then you're gonna reverse the movement. Back down, so you lunge back, arm in support, kick and slide through to the butt, and a slow descent back down. And finally, after you're done 5 per side of the Turkish get-ups, and the final exercise in this first circuit are windshield wipers from the ground, okay? Again, a little bit of a strength and mobility movement. Okay, you're lying flat on the ground, feet up, okay, or bent knees. If you've never done this before, I would encourage you to start with bent knees, okay? Keeping a strong core, you're gonna drop the knees down to one side, only as far as you can comfortably, and then you're going to reverse it and go to the other side. So you're going to do 5 per side, or 10 total. Okay, strong core. And if you're doing really well, straighten those legs out. Okay, you're trying to keep that opposite shoulder from the side that you're turning down in contact with the floor. Okay, so second circuit, circuit B. We're going to start with an external rotation with the shoulders, using only water bottles, full water bottles or weights if you have them. Okay, you're going to let the weight pull the arms down, okay, only as far as you can comfortably go. And then keeping those shoulders, those elbows up at a good horizontal, straight 180 degrees. Okay, you're not coming down here. You're not pulling way up to your ears. Okay, you're going to rotate back up and as far back as you can. Okay, as you rotate back, you're going to open up the chest and you're going to notice a thoracic extension as well. Okay, I don't want you over bending through the lumbar, but just bending through the thoracic back is perfect. Okay, so 10 reps doing these external extensions, external rotations. Okay, and then immediately we're going to move into what's called a lunge and thread. So starting in push-up position, we're going to raise one leg up as close to that hand as possible, as that same side hand. And then I'm going to get you to reach the opposite side and then turn up as if you're trying to catch something falling from the ceiling, and then back down to the ground. Then you're going to do the other side. So each side counts for 1 rep. You're going to reach through as far as possible, maxing out that range of motion, and then reach up, maxing out that range of motion on the upward. Okay, 10 times through there, or 5 per side. And then finally, our last movement in that second circuit is 1 1/4 air squats. So you can do these without weights, or you can do them with weights. You can do them with your water bottles. Okay, the 1 1/4 squat. An air squat is just no weight. 1 1/4 air squat is a squat. You're going to come up quarter way, back down, all the way up. So at the bottom, there's a quarter of a squat as well added, just for a little extra challenge there for you guys. And if you really want to challenge, I'd encourage you to try some squat jumps in there as well. And that's the third exercise in the second set. 3 times through, and we'll get to the third set. And then immediately we're going to move into what's called a lunge and thread. So starting in push-up position, we're going to raise one leg up as close to that hand as possible, as that same side hand. And then I'm going to get you to reach the opposite side, and then turn up as if you're trying to catch something falling from the ceiling, and then back down to the ground. Then you're going to do the other side. So each side counts for 1 rep. You're going to reach through as far as possible, maxing out that range of motion, and then reach up, maxing out that range of motion on the upward. And then finally, our last movement in that second circuit is 1 1/4 air squats. So you can do these without weights, or you can do them with weights. You can do them with your water bottles. Okay. The 1 1/4 squat. An air squat is just no weight. 1 1/4 air squat is a squat. You're going to come up quarter way, back down, all the way up. So at the bottom, there's a quarter of a squat as well added, just for a little extra challenge there for you guys. And if you really want to challenge, I'd encourage you to try some squat jumps in there as well. And that's the third exercise in the second set. 3 times through, and we'll get to the third set. So as you can tell at this point, I am starting to get winded just modeling this to you guys. It's going to be a good little workout. Our third circuit, only 2 exercises. Both we're going to be laying down or on the ground. The first is called the scorpion plank. There are some intricacies to this movement, that you need to have right if you're gonna do it. If not, I just want you to hold a minute plank. But if you can, you're going to use your glute. You're going to lift one of your legs, hook in with the hamstring, trying to bring that foot up and over. And then you're gonna do a blind spot check to try and see that foot in that blind spot. And you're gonna do this without overcommitting your lower back. So if you're overcommitting your lower back, I don't want you to do that. I just want you to go as far as you can with your glute, your hamstring, for 10 slow alternating reps here. Then, once you've completed that, for 10 slow reps, we're gonna do arrested Supermans, and we're gonna do them in a variety where your legs are gonna be wider apart. So straddle arrested Supermans. You're on your chest, hands by your ears. Every time you pull up into Superman, I want you to really pull those elbows back, and you're really flexing with the glutes and the lower back, trying to lift them off the ground and balance on your midsection. So nice slow reps for 10 reps. 3 times through, as well as the scorpion plank. And that's your workout for the day. Okay, so that's our workout for the day. Now, if you have a hot tub, hit it. If not, some light stretching is great. But honestly, a mobility workout like that, if I ever do a workout like that, I kind of count it half as a stretch as well. So I don't do a lot of stretching otherwise. So more to come, and a big thank you to my camera woman and cameraman. Say hello, guys.
Hi.
Hi, Vaughn.